Hello and welcome. Today I'm here to show you how the Bleckwen platform operates in order to combat bank fraud. At Bleckwen, we use artificial intelligence to improve the detection of suspicious banking activity and to focus human actions on the most critical tasks. Here you can see a case study, which we are going to look into today. More specifically, payment fraud. This is the originator bank level. All your transactions, such as SEPA or SWIFT, are ingested by the Bleckwen engine. Then the system lets you accept a transaction, reject it, or send it to your teams to be manually reviewed. Let's take a closer look at how this engine works. In addition to transactions, Bleckwen can also ingest other types of data, including data from internal or external data sources, historical data, scores from other tools, or even application logs. The first step is to validate, clean, and transform the data into formats that are interpretable to the platform. To enrich the transaction and improve the level of detection, it's necessary to combine all the different data sources. The next step is feature engineering. This is an essential step in detecting weak signals of fraud. It includes creating new variables from business knowledge, for example, the number of transactions to a recipient account. Through the use of machine learning, Bleckwen can then immediately calculate a fraud score ranging from 0 to 100. This is determined by how suspicious the transaction is, and for the type of fraud the machine learning models have been trained to detect. The decision-making process is based on a set of rules. They allow you to set a threshold on a score to comply with current regulations, as well as effectively responding to your operational or business constraints. Thanks to these rules, it's possible to easily filter the transaction. For example, all low-value transactions, or conversely, manually reviewing all high-value transactions to countries at risk. The Bleckwen engine then gives you a decision and a detailed rundown for the associated reasons for this decision. For a transaction that is reviewed manually, the analysis is based on Bleckwen fraud management. It should be noted that all these steps are done in real time. This application allows you to manage fraud from beginning to end. We are now in the alert management section. All blocked transactions appear here grouped by customer. Let's take a closer look at the second alert with a risk score of 79. When you look closely, you can see that this transaction has been blocked because the risk score exceeds the configured threshold. This score, calculated by a machine learning model, can be interpreted here. Thanks to the local interpretability feature, it's possible to identify the variables that have either flagged up or exonerated this transaction. Now let's look at the first alert, which has a very low risk score and therefore below the currently configured threshold. We can see that a rule blocked this transfer because of the amount and the country of destination. To improve your team's efficiency, it's possible to process several alerts at the same time, for example, for the following 3 transactions. After verifying with the customer, we can confirm the risk of fraud. After analysis, it turns out it's a fake supplier's fraud, following the receipt of a fraudulent order to change bank details. After validating the case, the transaction is then permanently blocked. Bleckwen Fraud Management allows you to look into your transfer history to detect past frauds. For example, for the fake supplier fraud that we have just detected, it may be interesting to also look for other transactions to that fraudulent account. So, let's select a time interval, and then copy the recipient's account number. Now let's run a search. Here we can see that one of the past transactions, the first one, did not generate an alert for this recipient account. But of course, there is an interpretability feature for all transactions, so it is easy to understand that although this transaction has a high risk score, it was in fact just filtered out because of too small amount being transferred. After spotting this, it is then possible to create a manual alert to confirm the fraud with the customer. And finally, Bleckwen provides a dashboard section to monitor the performance of both the system and your teams. On the first dashboard, there is a summary of overall losses for a given period, the fraud rate, and the efficiency of the system, as well as the number of false positives generated over the period. The graph shows the evolution of false positives and the detection rate over the same period of time. And of course, we offer the ability to connect a BI tool to create custom reports based on your needs. On the second dashboard, what we offer is an operational view of the alerts, the amount concerned by these alerts, and a daily follow-up. In this demo, we have looked at Bleckwen's platform and all the tools available to support your teams in the fight against fraud. Thank you for watching and learning about how our solution works. We hope to see you soon.